Welcome to all you Virgos. Hello all you Virgos. Here is your monthly horoscope for April 2015. And let's have a look what will happen around the time of April 2015. Well, again, a lot. But I'm trying to make these videos a bit shorter, but a bit more concise, or a bit more, how do you say, a bit more clear, hopefully. And there are a couple of things that I want to talk about. First of all, the eclipse, of course. And secondly, for you Virgos, the Saturn-Neptune square will be very important for you. But let's start with the eclipse. So the eclipse will be on the 4th of April. And that will be a lunar eclipse, so that means an opposition between the moon and the sun, which always means clarity. So there's some kind, for all of us, some clarity going on. And for the Virgos, it's in your second house. This is really nice because the second house is a very earthly house. And Virgos, we Virgos, because I'm one as well, we Virgos are earthly signs. So there's going to come some clarity when it comes to the second house, and I'll explain in a minute what it is. A lunar eclipse is about clarity, but this one, I made a video separately about the lunar eclipse, so if you want to know more about it, that's why I made that video, a separate video, because otherwise it will be too long. And the energy of the eclipse is quite restless. And it's quite, you know, it can be sudden insights, sudden shifts that are going on. So for you in that second house, sudden shift when it comes to your talents, sudden shift when it comes to your confidence, sudden shifts when it comes to your resources, when it comes to your money, your financial situations. So for those Virgos who have, there can be some sudden insights or sudden things that happen and that have to do with your resources versus other people's resources. Because an eclipse, a lunar eclipse, is of course two houses that are involved. And for you it's the second house and the 8th house. It's the money houses. Could be plenty of scenarios, but one scenario that could be the case is that there's a shift happening in your resources, or in, if you are in a relationship, in the resources of the person that you are close to. So, and it can mean all of a sudden, for better or for worse, you know, you need to look at the horoscope in general to be sure about that. But there are some shifts there. Or you're going to do something else. So it can be connected to your work, that you're going to do something else. And because of that, there's a shift in your income, maybe higher or maybe lower. That's very difficult to say. But for other people, it will have nothing to do with income, and it will have to do with confidence. So there are, maybe you are feeling more confident, and maybe there are shifts in there because you are becoming more independent, because Uranus is the planet of independence, and Uranus is involved in this whole eclipse. And again, as I said, eclipses are there to give us more understanding of our life, and we all like that, don't we? Oh yes, a bit of understanding, but sometimes the reality can be quite hard. Although for most Virgos, they know what reality is all about. It's just a tiny little group of Virgos, those who have planets between 6, 7, 8, 9 degrees of Virgo. These are a bit under the influence of Neptune, you could say, or they have a Neptune transit, and that can be a bit foggy. But that's just a very small part of you Virgos. So in general, some clearness coming up for you for these kind of houses. Actually, if you don't have any planet around 14 degrees of Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, or Aries, if you don't, you won't feel that eclipse. And if you don't have any main points there, you won't feel it. So that's why I don't want to stress too much about this eclipse. But if you have some progress planets there, you can feel it as well. So next, what is next? Oh, another thing I almost forgot is that together with the eclipse, Psyche is involved, and Psyche is an asteroid, and it's together with Uranus and with the Sun and with Mercury in your 8th house during the eclipse. And what does it mean? Psyche is about the soul. When Psyche is so close to the Sun, which is consciousness, which is spirit, it means that things are really going to fall into place. Again, when it comes to those houses, as I said, your value, your confidence. Many Virgos are becoming way more confident because there's been so much activity in those confident houses, the 2nd and the 8th house. You've been working so long in those areas of your life, so that now you may start seeing the fruits there. And so this is a good thing. Psyche, which is the soul that is connected to all this kind of information. What next? The other thing that is very important for you is the Saturn-Neptune square. Now, for you, you are a mutable sign, so for you it's very, very important, the Saturn-Neptune square. And what does it mean? Saturn is in your 4th house, in the deepest position of your chart. It's in Sagittarius. And Saturn is about the discipline, it's about slowness, it's about restrictions, working hard. And the 4th house is about your roots, your parents, it's about your home environment, it's about your core identity. And that squares up to Neptune in the 7th house, the 7th house of relationships, but also not only your love relationship, but also business relationship, also clients. So there is tension there. And every now and then, because this is for the whole year, but every now and then there is a planet that is going quicker than Saturn and Neptune, and that triggers it, and therefore you feel it more. And now it's Venus. Venus is a kind planet, and Venus will be on top of your chart as from around the 12th of April. You will have Venus on the top of your chart. Now that in itself is very nice. It's very nice for those who want to charm at work, who want to have a promotion, who want to promote themselves, anything that has to do with publicity, anything that has to do with, look, I want to be seen, I want to be noticed. With Venus there in the Gemini communicative sign, you can do a lot to achieve when it comes to work. But there is the Saturn-Neptune square. So whatever it is that you want to do when it comes to work, it's a good time to do so. But be aware of the fact that what you want to achieve when it comes to values considering your work, you will probably, but not as you expected. That's in a nutshell what Saturn square Neptune is all about. Because Saturn is reality, Neptune is your vision, your not only vision, but it is idealism and dreams and fantasy. And when they clash, it means that reality can be hard at times. So be very realistic, but I'm sure that most Virgos will be realistic because it's such a realistic sign. Keep the feet on the ground. Work hard for your achievements when it comes to your work environment, but be aware that now is not the time to push too hard. If you're going to push too hard with the charm and with everything, you're not gonna get it, okay? So it's that dance between your focus, but also between let go. So focus on the work, focus on what you want to do, and use your Venus, use your charm, use that balance, use your kindness that most Virgos have. Virgo is a very kind sign actually, and a very humble sign. All use that, but know that don't push too hard to have the perfect picture, because then it's going to be rather painful and rather difficult and frustrating. So all in all, not a bad month at all, but it's just that warning of not wanting too much. And I know for a Virgo, it's a bit of a difficult, it's a difficult process for Virgos, not wanting too much. They're very critical towards themselves, but also towards the situations that they want. And it's likely to happen now with business, because the 7th house is involved as well with the Neptune there. So maybe the business is not going as you want to, or you've got some dreams and it's very difficult to achieve. Whatever it is, keep on going, don't push too hard, and be realistic that we are not perfect. Having said that, I wish you a fantastic April. I wish you a very good month. Remember that, yes, remember that you can use your charm and you can do what you want to do, but remember that pushing too far, sometimes that's good. Pushing a bit more is good, but now it's not the case, okay? And it relates more or less with work. So, thank you very much for watching and see you soon. Have a very good month, dear Virgos, and see you next month. Bye-bye.